So this is the next video of Indian Partnership Act 1932, and we are going to read page number 3.28, topic 2.8. Okay, we have already discussed the relation of partner to third party, and now it is time for discussing us the relation or the liability to third parties, that is section 25 to 27. Okay, first I am going to write this name or head of the topic: liability to third parties, that is section 20 to 27, 25 to 27. I was confused. Section 20 to 27, 7 sections in one head cannot be possible. Okay, section 25 to section 27 might be 3 section only, might be there. Okay, the question of liability to third parties, liability of third parties to liability of partner to third party may be considered under the following, under the different heads. These are as follows: liability of a partner for act of the firm, section 25; liability of a partner for act of the firm; liability of partner for acts of the firm, section 25. Okay, every partner is liable jointly with all the other partner. Every partner is liable jointly with all the other partner, and also similarly for all acts of the firm done while he is a partner. Every partner is liable jointly with all the partner and also severally for the all acts of the firm done while he is a partner. We already know that. Analysis of section 25. Within this statement, analysis is given. Wow, man. The partner are jointly and severely responsible to third parties for all the acts which come under the scope of their express or implied authority. Express means the express authority means the authority which has been written or agreed by all the partner. Implied authority means the authority which has been implied by the law. This is because that all the acts done within the scope of authority are the acts done towards the business of the firm. Okay, we know that the expression act of the firm connotes any act or commission, any act or omission by the partner, all the partner, or by any partner or agent of the firm which gives rise to a right enforceable by or against the firm. Again, in order to bring a case under section 25, it is necessary that the act of the firm in respect of which liability is brought to be enforced against party must have been done while he was a partner. Example: certain persons were found to have been partner in a firm when the act constituting an infringement of a trademark by the firm took place. It was held that they were liable for damages arising out of the alleged infringement, it being immaterial that the damages arose after the dissolution of the firm. Okay, now second point, that is the liability of the firm for wrongful act of partner, section 26, whereby the wrongful act or omission of a partner in the ordinary course of the business of a firm or with the authority of his partner, loss or injury is caused to any third party or any penalty is incurred, the firm is liable thereof to the same extent as the partner. Okay, analysis of section 26. The firm is liable to the same extent as the partner for any loss or injury caused to the third party by the wrongful acts of a partner if they are done by partner while acting in the ordinary course of the firm with the authority of the partners. If the act is in question can be regarded as authorized and as falling within either of the categories mentioned in section 26. Two categories are mentioned. The fact that the method employed by the partner is doing it was unauthorized or wrongful will not affect the question. Furthermore, all the partner in a firm are liable to a third party for loss or injury caused to him by negligent act of a partner acting in the ordinary course of business. One of the two partner in a coal mine acted as a manager was guilty of the personal negligence in omitted to have the shaft of the mine properly finished. As a result thereof, an injury was caused to a workman, bad man. The other partner was also held responsible for the same. There is no need to explanation of this section because it is not worth it. Or you can go through it. You will get by your own. Okay. Just for understanding, I am saying liability of a partner for act of the firm. If a partner does anything and if incurs a loss or liability, then the liability will be borne by the firm also. Means borne by the firm means all the partner also. And section 26 liability of the firm for wrongful act of the partner, liability of the firm for wrongful act of the partner. If a partner by his negligence done anything in the ordinary course of the business, then the liability or that negligence is borne by other partners also or by the firm also. By the firm means all the other partner also. Liability of firm for misapplication by partner. First I am writing this because writing is important. Liability of firm for misapplication by partners, section 27, where two bits are given. A partner acting within his apparent authority receives money or property from a third party and misapplies it. Okay. First bit is a partner acting with his apparent authority receives money or property from a third party. Means if we two are partner and if you are not present in the firm today and suppose a payment from a customer comes to me and I receive the payment, or suppose I hire a property from them, then if I am putting it in misuse, means not in the business use, in a misuse, something like that. First bit is given. And the second bit, a firm in the course of its business receives money or property from a third party and the money or property is misapplied by any of the partner while it is in the custody of the firm is liable to make good of the loss. Okay. Analysis of section 27. It may be observed that that the working of two clauses of section 27, that is section 27A and B, it is designed to bring out clearly an important point of distinction between the two categories of cases of misapplication of money and money by partners. First, partner collects it and misapply it. Second, firms collect it and partner misapply it. Partner misapplication is most important here. Then clause A covers the case where a partner acts within his authority and due to his authority as partner he receives money or property belonging to a third party and misapplies that money or property. For this provision to the attracted, it is not necessary that the money should have actually come into the custody of the firm. Second bit is that okay, more it is given. On the other hand, the provisions of the clause B, okay, second bit, would be attracted when such money or property has come into the custody of the firm and it is misapplied by any of the partner. Okay, the firm will be liable in both the cases. If the receipt of the money by one partner is not within the scope of his apparent authority, his receipt cannot be regarded as a receipt by the firm and the other partner will not be liable unless the money received comes into their possession or under their control. Okay, the line clearly state this, three line clearly state that if suppose the receipt is not in the ordinary course of business and it is received by the partner, then other partner are not liable for that particular receipt. Okay, A, B, C are partners of a place of a car parking. P stands his car in the parking place, but A sold out the car to a stranger. For this liability, the firm is liable for the acts of A. Okay, A, B, C are partner. Suppose a parking place is there and ABC are the owner of that parking place, and they are receiving money whenever a person or a stranger parks a car. Suppose, and P, a person parks a car, they parks their car, his car in that particular parking place, and A sold that car to a stranger. A sold that car to a stranger. Okay, for this liability, the firm is liable for the acts of A. Okay. Section 25, 6 and 7 we have discussed. Transfer, right of transferee of a partner interest, section 29. Okay, first I am writing this section. You can also write with me if you want, otherwise I will be uploading this written notes, handwritten notes, in my Telegram channel soon. Partner interest, section 29. I might be saying you, I might have not said you something about regarding my Instagram handle, that our team has been uploaded, that is our YouTube channel team, or we can say the Keshu's Corner team has been uploading post in lessons, means lesson wise post regarding share market. And if you want, you can follow us on our Instagram handle. There we are uploading lesson wise post in our Instagram. It is attractive to see and easy to learn. We are doing this it's not in a paid partnership, nothing like that. We are not getting sponsorship, anything. We are learning this all things from Varsity by Zerodha. It is a trading app or a trading company which trades, and they give lessons on share market. So we have tried to make people aware of share market by making creative posts, short posts that they can read and learn. Examples are also given, attractive type of diagrams are also given. So if you want, you can follow, because I cannot upload that post in YouTube because it might take a long time to do that, and explanation will be very hard, because I today does not have any good editing software right now. When it will come, I might be making videos relating to that. Okay, keeping that aside, moving ahead. Right of transferee of a partner interest. What is a partner interest? That is interest on capital, profit, salary, commission, etc. Okay, section 29. Yeah, section 29 first bit is given, that is section 29(1) and section 29(2). Two bits are there. First, a transfer, pencil. Okay, it is marked important here, so you can also mark important, because this section might come in examination, because it is related to transfer of partner interest. Okay, a transfer, first bit is there, a transfer by a partner of his interest in the firm, either absolute or by mortgage, or by the creation by him of a charge on such interest, does not entitle the transferee during the continuance of the firm to interfere in the conduct of the business, or to require account, or to inspect the books of the firm during the continuance of the business. To interfere does not entitle. Okay, but entitles the transferee only to receive the share of profit of the transferring partner, and the transferee shall accept the account of profit agreed to by the partner. Okay, what is saying? A transfer by a partner of his interest in the firm, either absolute or by mortgage, or by the creation by him of a charge on such interest, does not entitle the transferee, okay, a retiring partner, during the continuance of the firm to interfere in the conduct of the business. He is not entitled to interfere in the conduct of the business, or to require accounts. He is not entitled to require account, or to inspect the book of the firm. He is not entitled to do that also, but entitles the transferee to receive share of profit of the transferring partner, and the transferee shall accept the account of profit agreed to by the partners. Okay. Bit 2, if the firm is dissolved, or if the transferring partner ceases to be a partner, The transferee is entitled as against the remaining partner to receive the share of asset to the firm. Okay, it is known as dissolution of the firm, or we can say retirement, clear retirement, okay, of the firm to which the transferring partner is entitled, and for the purpose of ascertain that share to an account as from the date of the dissolution. Okay, means revaluation account might be created, or revaluation account, and one account is more there, that is in dissolution. Realization account, revaluation account must be created, or realization account should be created if the partnership firm is been dissolving, and if the partnership is dissolving, means the partner relation is been dissolving, then revaluation account must be created. The profit realized from asset should be distributed between the partner, and the loss realized from selling of the asset should be distributed between the partner. Profit must be distributed upon the date of retirement. Okay, analysis of section 29. A share in partnership is transferable like any other property, but as partnership relation is based on mutual confidence, the assignee of the partner interest by sale, mortgage, or otherwise cannot enjoy the same rights and privileges as the ordinary original partner. The rights of such transferee are as follows. During the continuance of partnership, such transferee is not entitled to interfere with the conduct of business, require accounts, inspect book of the firm. He is only entitled to receive the share of profit of the transferring partner, and he is bound to accept the profit as agreed to the partners. That is, he cannot challenge the accounts, means whatever the ratio he is getting, he should be agreed upon that, otherwise he will not get anything. Clear example. Don't judge me upon that. On the dissolution of the firm or on the retirement of the transferring partner, the transferee will be entitled against the remaining partners to receive the share of the asset of the firm to which the transferring partner was entitled, and for the purpose of ascertaining the share, he is entitled to an account as from the date of dissolution. By virtue of section 31, we have not read yet, it will come in next pages, which will be discussing hereinafter. No person can be introduced as a partner in a firm without the consent of all the partner. A partner cannot be transferring his own interest, make anybody else a partner in his place, unless the other partner agree to accept that person as a partner. At the same time, a partner is not debarred from transferring his interest. A partner interest in the partnership can be regarded as an existing interest and tangible property which can be assigned. Okay, I have already explained you all the thing up to section 29. Now it is time to go to section 30, that is minor admitted to the benefit of the partnership. It is the, I can say, one of the most important section in unit 2, which can become in examination, and very good section also to read. Okay, in next video I will be uploading section 30, 31 to 35, 5 sections, and 36, 37. Okay, we will end unit 2 in next video, keeping it short. This video I am keeping this video very short because contents are not there, right? Okay.